Welcome back to the channel Gadgets for Gentlemen. In today's video I'm going to show you the Seiko SARB017 Alpinist. I'm going to demonstrate the watch to you quickly. There's a ton of videos on this watch on the channel. I'm going to sell this particular watch. This watch is now available to purchase from me. I am based in Europe. So if you live in the Eurozone and if you want to purchase this watch, then feel free to send me a direct message on Instagram or send me an email to gadgetsforgentlemen@gmail.com. I'll put the information in the description. So this is the Seiko SARB017 and let's have a closer look. I just want to show you what the watch looks like and share with you some of the specifications. So this is the original box. I purchased this particular watch on 27 August 2017 from eBay, brand new. And this is the paperwork. This is a watch that was produced for the Japanese market, which makes this watch quite rare. Nowadays, there is a Presage watch, but that one is different from this one because it has the Presage logo on the dial. So here the reference is the SARB017, which is also called the Alpinist. And here we have some instructions in Japanese about the compass, the rotating bezel for orientation in terms of navigation. So that is all the paperwork. There's an instruction manual and information about the in-house watch movement, the 6R15, which has 3 hands, a second hand, a minute hand, and an hour hand. Vibrations per hour, 21,600. And the accuracy should be plus 25 to minus 50 seconds a day. I did not check accuracy myself, so I don't know if it is anywhere inside or outside these brackets. So I did not service this watch, and so I can't tell you anything with regards to accuracy because I did not test accuracy. It is an automatic movement with manual winding as well as hacking. 23 jewels, power reserve about 50 hours. So yeah, that's actually quite a nice movement. It's much better than, for example, than the movement that you can find in your SKX, which is, I think, is the 7S26. And here we have the watch. So that's the watch box. As you can see, it's very simple box. And as you can see, the watch is already running. What we have here is I would say, a field watch kind of watch that it actually reminds me also a bit of the Rolex Explorer. We have a diameter of 39 millimeters, which makes the watch, as you can see, quite a bit smaller than, for example, the Omega Seamaster, which is 42 millimeters. So I think 39 millimeters will fit most wrists. Then we have a lock-to-lock distance of 46 millimeters. Again, that is so much shorter than, for example, the Omega, which I think we have about 50 millimeters lock-to-lug, as you can see. So that's actually quite a beautiful lug-to-lug distance. It's quite short, and as you can see that the lug really curves down, so it really fits the wrist nicely. We have a thickness from the Caseback, screw down Caseback, to the top of the sapphire crystal of only 12 millimeters, which makes this watch actually quite thin, being an automatic watch, being a 200 meters water resist watch. So in terms of this particular dimensions, I think this watch is really a fantastic performance in terms of thickness, dimensions, And the watch that I plan to buy, the Tudor Black Bay 58, actually has quite similar dimensions, also 39, lug to lug, I think 48, and a thickness also very similar, also about 12 millimeters, 200 meters water resist. The case material is stainless steel. It comes on a brown leather strap with a bit of a croco pattern, as you can see. And as you can see, this is the original leather strap, and it still is in pretty good condition, because usually I wore this watch on a NATO strap, a metal strap by Miltad, or leather straps by Colorwrap. So this particular leather strap is still in pretty good condition. And if you decide to throw any other strap, then you gotta look for a 20 millimeter strap, because the lug width is 20 millimeters. The watch features a screw down crown at the 3 o'clock position, which is signed with the beautiful S that you can also find on your Seiko SARB017. I really love this signed crown. Then we can find a second crown which cannot be screwed in, so this crown is always loose, so to say. And as you can see, this crown operates the inner rotating bezel, which is a compass. So this way you can navigate in terms of your navigation with regards to the sun position. I was not a big fan of the compass, honestly. I think this watch would have even been better without a compass, but that's just in terms of how I see it, because I never use this function. If you do use this function, then of course this is a very interesting feature of the watch. As you can see, we have a date wheel at the 3 o'clock position, which is quite nice because it also has a black background. It has a beautiful box around it, and it's quite practical, of course, to have a date function, which makes this watch a beautiful daily watch. We have a green dial which has a bit of sunburst, so the color of the green can differ in terms of the daylight, in terms of the sunlight. And as you can see, we have applied gold colored hour markers. We have beautiful hands. On the dial it reads automatic, DiaShock 23 jewels, 20 bar, so 200 meters. And we have the Seiko logo applied at the 12 o'clock. So I think this watch dial is much more beautiful compared to the new iteration of this watch, which is the Presage line, and makes this watch much more sought after. I think this watch originates in 2006 and it's no longer in production. So prices of this particular watch are really skyrocketing, and this watch really is becoming a modern, classic, iconic watch. On the hands there is applied super luminova, which makes this watch quite legible in the dark when the hands are fully lumed. And as you can see here, not the hour markers, but here on the bezel, you can see these dots that also have applied lume. And as you can see, these dots, they are not super big, so I don't think it's as legible as a dive watch, but definitely the hands are quite visible, including that second hand with that tip of lume applied. Now when we rotate the watch, we can have a beautiful look at the caseback. As you can see in this caseback, there are a couple of fine scratches, nothing too big, but definitely this watch has been worn, so it's not in a pristine condition. It definitely has some signs of use. And here it probably reads made in Japan, Seiko, water resistant 20 bar, which is 200 meters. We have, I think this must be the serial number, and the movement, the 6R15. And here we have that Alpinist logo. So that's it. That's the Seiko SARB017 with that beautiful sunburst green dial. It's a great looking piece. The bezel, as you can see, has some beautiful polished parts. And wearing this watch, I've received a ton of compliments because it's quite a unique piece. It definitely looks, in my opinion, a bit more expensive than what it is. But this watch for me is really a tool watch, but also a lot of class, a lot of, what can I say, a lot of elegance because of those hands, because of those gold colored markers. It's just a beautiful piece. And for the right bit, I am ready to ship this watch anywhere within the European Union after payment, obviously. I will wrap it up very carefully to make sure that you receive it in one piece. If you want to get the newer iteration, then you can look for the SARB017, which has the Prospex X logo on the dial. It has a Cyclops at the date wheel, and it is thicker, 13.2 millimeters. So honestly, I think the original, this one, the SARB017, is a much better pick. Of course, the price has gone up, but also these new watches are also, the new Prospex watches are also quite steep in price point. But I think this original watch is still the best looking to this date. Yes, that was just a quick video of the watch as well as some of these dimensions. And again, if you want to purchase this watch, then send me an email or send me a direct message on Instagram, and I'm happy to communicate with you and wrap this watch up and send it to your location. If you find this video helpful, then please leave a like, comment on this video, and I look forward to seeing you here back on my channel. Have a great day and see you soon. Maybe it's also good to demonstrate just that crown action. As you can see, this is something I didn't do in the video yet, just to show you the hacking, show you the hand winding. So there we go. Unscrew the crown. Let me bring the watch to my microphone and let me demonstrate to you the winding action, the manual winding. There we go. So that's a very confirming sound. Now, when we bring the crown to the second position, the second hand stops working. This is called hacking. And now we can set the time very precisely. Now let's pay attention to the date wheel. This is 12. Okay, so this is midday. Now let me go to 6 p.m., 9 p.m., 11. And now, as you can see, the date wheel is already getting in position. So let's go. And we had a date change at 10 to 12, which I think is acceptable. There we go. This is 8 o'clock in the morning. I think that's a nice look. So here, imagine we set the date accordingly and the time. And then when we want to get started again, we press down the crown. Second hand picks up moving again. And now, very important, is to screw back the crown, making sure we have that 200 meters of water resist. So a very shock resistant watch. It's sturdy, it's elegant, and yeah, that was my final shot of this watch. Again, for the right kind of price, I'm ready to sell this watch to make place for a new watch in my watch collection, which is the Tudor Black Bay. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and see you soon.